Hi, I'm Joy Shrum with thebayonet.com, and this is Election Watch 2018. Joining me today is Eric Colvin. He's a Republican candidate for St. Mary's County Commissioners, District 1. Thank you for joining me today, Eric.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Can you tell me a little bit about your background and why you're running for County Commissioner?
Sure. I was born and raised in St. Mary's County. My family's from here. My parents, or my grandfathers and my dad, were all small business owners in St. Mary's County. So I grew up with the understanding of being around small businesses. I attended public schools in the county. I graduated from Leonardtown High School. I was in the top 10 of my class and president of the National Honor Society. And I have an undergrad bachelor's degree from Salisbury University in political science and history, where I was the commencement speaker there. And then I have a master's degree in business from the College of William and Mary. And my career has been with local defense contractors, and so I'm a senior financial analyst, so that means that I deal with budgets that are in the millions of dollars, and it's taxpayer money that I'm dealing with, and the money is used to support the warfighter, which anyone who works on Pax River understands that. So that's kind of what I do. I have a lot of involvement with county government. I've been a member of the Commission for People with Disabilities for quite a few years now, and I've been the chair for quite a few years. And I'm a graduate of the Citizens Academy, which just gave a great overview of county government, so it was a really good program. I'm married to my wonderful wife, Joanna, who is from upstate New York. She was happy to move down here where it's not winter 9 months out of the year. And she works down at St. Mary's College, and she works for a program called the D'Souza Brent Scholars Program. It's a wonderful program. And she's involved in the county government on the Commission for Women and on the Human Relations Commission. And we have a 5-month-old son named Sydney. So we found out we were pregnant about a year ago and said, hey, let's jump into local politics. Babies sleep a lot, so it'll be fun. And Sydney's not doing too much for the county right now, but he's working on growing some teeth, and so we're enjoying that every night. He tells us about it.
Great. Well, congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you. It's a lot of fun, and so I wanted to run for office just to give people a choice, give people someone to vote for, but also it's a desire and willingness to serve. I love St. Mary's County. It's where I choose to live and raise my family, and I just want to be able to continue to serve the county, and I think I have qualifications that would make me a good commissioner.
Okay, great. Well, how do you plan to address economic development within St. Mary's County?
So that's definitely an important issue for the county. Obviously, the base is the huge economic generator for the county, but the economic development department for the county has an excellent strategic plan for going forward in the future, and I really like what they've done with making tourism a contracted organization so that it gives them more flexibility to increase overnight hotel stays, which drives a lot more revenue to the county. Economic development is vitally important for our county. Diversification is the key word, and just being able to work with local businesses is important and key.
Okay, you touched on tourism real quick. What do you think the county needs to use to draw people into this area as a tourist?
So we live in an absolutely wonderful area. It's a great place to work, to raise your family, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So there's no doubt that people just need to understand what we have to offer. We have some excellent museums creating packages so that people can have a passport and go to all the different museums, to visit St. Mary's City, visit the Pax River Museum and the different county museums, and they're just wonderful places and a lot to offer, really.
Okay. Now, transportation is a big issue here within this county. What are your plans to try and address some of these transportation problems?
So transportation is definitely, the infrastructure that we have is very important. One of the things that I really want to focus on is strategically planning out anything for the future. FDR Boulevard should have been completed a long time ago. We need to get that completed, and we need a new bridge. And that's not something the county can do on its own. We have got to work with our state delegation, whoever the state delegation is, in order to get that new bridge in place and expedite that. I also want to work with the sheriff. He has a great plan for revising his traffic advisory board and coming out with recommendations, working with the state level highway administration to do whatever we can. We've got to make the situation better. I feel terribly sorry for the people who have to commute on 235 every day. I work down at Webster Field, and there's a lot less traffic on my commute.
Okay. What do you think about talk about building a bridge from St. Mary's County all the way to the Eastern Shore? How do you feel about that?
That is definitely a far in the future if it comes to fruition. I would not personally like to see it here. I think it would create an environment here with a lot of pass-through traffic that it's not necessary. It would not help the rural character that we have in the county. So it's not something I would want to see here.
Okay. Now, switching gears a little bit, there's been a large community plea for more funding for public schools, particularly to address safety within the schools. How do you plan on providing some more funding? Because of course the budget within the county is what it is, and only so much can go towards education. But how would you plan to address that and maybe ease some parents' concerns?
Right. So that's without a doubt a vitally important issue. Nobody is opposed to safe schools. My son will be entering schools in 4 to 5 years, and it's in my own personal interest to have the best possible school system that we can have. I know that the superintendent and the sheriff are meeting right now. They're actually going to look at some other schools that have been more hardened, and they're going to come up with a plan, and I'm going to support that plan. Whatever they need, we will make it happen. I know that the current commissioners, have already set aside $1 million for school safety, and that's a good start, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on a state level with funding for school safety. And it's just a sad environment that we live in now that this has happened. The unfortunate reality is that some of the things are just impossible to stop, and that's just a terrible, terrifying reality. And we have to look at what do we want our schools to look like. It's going to be sad when children have to line up to go through metal detectors if that happens. But I'm not an expert on education or on public safety, so I'm going to rely on the commissioner or the sheriff and the Board of Education for their plan.
Okay. All right. Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us
today.
You. And you can vote for Eric on the Republican ticket on June 26th. You can learn more about Eric's campaign by visiting thebayonet.com. And if you have questions for any of the candidates, please email us at elections@thebayonet.com. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.